Hello, everybody. Happy Monday, the 2nd of June. Hope you're all well. Happy June. Coming now to the end of spring, aren't we? Hope you are doing well. So, Olin Jennings here, your spiritual guide and empowerment coach, coming in with your energies of the week from today, the 2nd of June, until Sunday, the 8th of June. So, this week promises to be like a week of integration and maybe things settling down a little bit. Although I say that with a little bit of hesitation because there's lots of planetary activity going on at the moment. Well, solar flares and various other things. So there's a lot, if you're feeling tense, if you're feeling agitated, if you're not sleeping very well, if you're feeling like you're not quite in your own body, all of those things you may well be feeling right now. But I believe that June is going to be quite a positive month. Let's hope so, energetically anyway. And this week, it feels like we're now integrating everything we've learned from the lessons that we went through during the eclipse season in March and April. And May was also asking us to, make changes, let things go as a result of that eclipse season, do all of the work. And June is still a little bit like May, but it's more, okay, now turn up as you want, like turn up as the person you want to be. How are you going to do things differently? And this week there's lots of opportunity ahead of you, lots of opportunity for romance. Actually, it can be quite a romantic week this week, especially towards the end of the week. A really good time to have open conversations about things that maybe you've been putting off. A really good week for sort of taking practical manifesting steps. So, we talk about manifesting like we think about what we desire, we tune into what we desire, but we have to take those steps to actually get to where we want to be. And we have a power day or a portal day on the 6th of June, 6/6. The number 6 in numerology is all about nurturing, teaching. It's kind of that, it's like that mother energy, and it's about taking care of you. So really stepping up your self-care routines and your compassion. So that's kind of where we're at this week, which feels quite nice. We don't have any moons doing much. Well, the moon's always doing something, isn't it? But we don't have a full moon till next week, for example. So it doesn't mean, changes aren't happening, but it's all about really deciding now. Like, you should have already decided, really, if you've been following me and you've been following the energies, you should have already kind of got a really good idea of what's not working in your life, what you need to change. And then, now you have to you actually do something about it. Okay. It won't just happen by itself. And that's what this week is all about. And noticing where there are situations in your life that perhaps don't bring you joy anymore. Why are you still doing those things? And I know sometimes we all have things to do that we don't particularly bring us joy, but when they're sort of all of the time, and it's not filling us up, then we have to start asking questions, right? So it's a really good week to get clear on who you can be, yeah, and then take those aligned action steps. Hi, Karen. Oh, it's bank holiday over there, is it? And we had one last week. Nice to have you here live. Hope you're well. So, yeah, it just feels good, which is nice. So let me just tune in. I'll bring in my guides now, see if they've got anything further to say. But as you know, this year so far has been all about dropping the masks, really stepping into your soul's authenticity, really, walking your own talk. So this is where we are now, and if we're not doing that, then things might start to get uncomfortable in your life, because it'll be obvious that you're not doing what you're meant to be doing. So let's see, let's tune in and see if there's anything else my guides want to say. Hi, Joan. Right. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. Yes, it's a good week for taking action. It's a good week for not just thinking about it. It's a good week for not procrastinating. It's a good week for not overthinking. It's a good week for actually doing what you said you were going to do. Right. So, as Alwyn's just said, so far this year's been all about, trying to move you into your heart space, into your soul space, that you're turning up more as who you are meant to be. And you're ridding yourself of old habits, old patterns, maybe some people in your life, relationships, situations. And if you haven't done that, maybe they've been taken from you. So, and some of you have been sent off on a different path to where you thought you would be. But this is all part of the bigger plan for you, right? So, what you should have done, well, we don't like the word should, but what you should have done, we said it again now, is really, since April, May, certainly, or since the beginning of the year, really, you should have noticed where things aren't feeling right and been shown what needs to change in your life. It could just be small things, it could be big things. And you've been given the opportunity through May to sort of ground that in the Taurus energy. The energy of May is mainly, Taurian, earth energy, grounding everything in. Now you're in Gemini season. So now you're moving from a very rooted, grounded place and having those ideas, lots of great clarity in Gemini season, Mercury really helping you out. And you already are grounded, you already know where you want to head. So now it's not just about the knowing, it's about the doing. So that's very much June energy, up until you flip over to Cancer energy, right? So it's about that. So that, and this week is no exception. So it would be great if you could now start taking those practical steps towards, the idea or the belief of where you want to be. This also brings up the question of, because sometimes, you can say all the things that where you want to be, what you want to do, but if you really don't believe in it, or you don't believe in yourself. So what we mean by that is, you might say you're in business, you might say that you want to create a course or an offer, and all the signs you've been receiving are saying it's good to go, and you've more or less sorted out the practical details, but you're still not doing it. And in that case, you really need to look at where it is you're not backing yourself, where you're not believing in yourself, right? Because you need to believe in yourself for it to work. Okay, and you need to believe in your offer, for example, if using the same example, for it to work. So that means then you're fully in alignment. You can really feel it in your heart. You see it through the eyes of your higher self. You need to let go of limited thinking. We know this is all easier said than done, and it's all right for us, but this is what you need to do. You need to claim your space. What are your strengths? you know, what is it that you do that makes a difference to people? And it might not be your business or your job, it might just be who you are. You know, do you make people smile? Do you reassure people? You know, it's all that sort of thing. So maybe congratulate yourself a little bit on getting this far, and congratulate yourself on, you know, the differences you are making. And that might make you then start to believe more in yourself, okay? Because this is important. And then coming towards the end of the week, we believe there's this lovely 6-6 energy on Friday. Again, because of the sixes, it's nurturing, mothering, self-care, compassion. So you might really start to notice by the end of the week, if you've been doing the work, what doesn't bring you joy anymore. What is it you need to do each day to bring you a bit of joy? Could just be 5 minutes each day. It's just really important, because the more you're in that energy, A, of gratitude, and B, of joy and happiness, the more you'll create it, the more it will come to you. Okay. And just notice how your energy shifts. Okay. So there's opportunities this week for romance, having wonderful conversations that perhaps you haven't had for a while. There's also opportunities for abundance and for seeing your dream starting to come into reality. So it really is a lovely week ahead. All right, but the key is to take that practical action, because you can think about it, dream about it as much as you want, but if you don't take those steps, you won't get there. And if you're not taking the steps, the question really is why. And usually it's some sort of self-sabotage or lack of self-belief. So just tune into those energies, and maybe the lack of self-belief and the self-sabotage is just your ego trying to keep you safe. So this is when you really have to start working with your higher self and reassuring your ego that these are the right steps to take, that you'll be perfectly safe and looked after, which you will be. All right, so we wish you a wonderful week, and we will be back next week. Oh, excellent. Nice people are watching me live. So thank you for joining me. Also just to say that I've recently qualified as a soul plan practitioner, which is when I can go through your soul plan with you, what your soul is here to do, but also we look at your worldly challenges, your worldly gifts, and things like that. And we also look at your spiritual side. And it's a really good insight into who you are and how you may have struggled, how you can change things into rather than struggle, how you can make things better. And I'm just looking for some people who might want to have such a reading. If you do, then please message me. The price is only £60. It's going to be more than that soon, a lot more than that soon. But I'm offering this for the moment in exchange for a testimonial. So if you want to know more about it, do message me and we'll see what we can arrange. Yeah, Joan, it's about taking the steps, I'm afraid. That's the scary part. Right, so I wish you a wonderful week, and I will be back next week, 9th of June. Take care for now.